We all know the bodyguard's primary purpose is to protect the celebrity or VIP, either when traveling or simply hanging around their mansion. Yet in many cases, it's never just that simple. In fact, as you'll see, there are some rather strange requirements that bodyguards have to fulfill when it comes to protecting the ultra-rich in our society. If you want to see more, be sure to subscribe and activate those notifications before we proceed any further. Have the look. Bodyguards are a must-have for the super rich, not just for protection, but because it's a status symbol, like a designer purse. As such, these bodyguards have to have the right look. From the Biebs and Becks to Taylor Swift and the Kardashians, it's clear good-looking bodyguards are a must-have accessory. Even Floyd Mayweather chooses his bodyguards to reflect his personality. Just ask Alfonso Reddick. At over 7 feet tall, no one is going to mess with Big Church, just like no one is going to mess with Mayweather. Protection. If you're a Second World War or Winston Churchill history buff, then odds are you've seen a lot of this guy around. Enter Walter Thompson. He served as Churchill's personal bodyguard and almost always appears somewhere in historical photos of the late British Prime Minister. Yes, one day during a visit to France, Churchill reportedly upset Countess Hélène de Portes, the mistress of the French Prime Minister. Ugh. De Portes charged at the Prime Minister with a knife, and Thompson coolly intervened to save his boss from a certain stabbing. Wingmen. From FDR to Bill Clinton, US presidents have a bit of a reputation for chasing the ladies when the First Lady was out of the house. Naturally, given their proximity to the president, the Secret Service knows about these extracurricular activities and has worked to limit any potential problems. This was best seen during the presidency of Bill Clinton, when Secret Service agents for the president would stay in communication with Hillary Clinton's agents in order to inform them when another woman was visiting. Should the First Lady make an unexpected return home, the agents would do their best to inform the president so any visitors had time to leave the premises. Representing. Since the bodyguards of the super wealthy and important are sort of like accessories, you'd expect them to get dressed up. But some rich people go a lot further. Take Floyd Mayweather as a perfect example of this. Again, the next time you see a shot of the crew together, stop and see how many are wearing some form of the Money Team apparel. From hats to hoodies, Floyd's really making full use of his bodyguards, and given he's always looking to make a buck, we're just waiting for them to start walking around with "Your ad here" spaces on their shirts. Insane training. There are many companies around the world that help to train bodyguards for service-protecting VIPs and the ultra-rich. As you'd expect, many are set up as seminars that teach you how to assess threats, handle a gun, be watchful, drive a car, and get a client through the day safely. Then there are the more extreme training camps. These facilities often employ ex-military personnel who help to instill discipline into the wannabe guards. Of course, with military-style trainers comes military-style training. As the students at one location found out, to succeed in the business, you need to crawl through mud, run with a tire hoisted over your head, and get sprayed with cold water. Paparazzi and overexcited fans are in for a real shocker when they run into one of these on the job. The Amazonian Guard. Let's take a moment to get specific and look at a rather unusual group of bodyguards who helped protect a rather rich and notorious man. In this case, we're talking about the late Libyan dictator, Muammar Gaddafi. The bodyguards in this instance are the equally notorious Amazonian Guards. Gaddafi was a man with rather strange tastes. That said, his strange taste extended to his bodyguards, who were all women. While there's nothing strange about having women as bodyguards, Gaddafi's all-female crew definitely stood out. Pitching in. 2 former guards for Michael Jackson revealed some troubling information about guarding the King of Pop. It turns out Jackson wasn't very good with his money and was running into some serious trouble near the end of his life. One bodyguard was allegedly tasked with carrying a suitcase that contained Academy Awards, not because Jackson liked them, but because money was so tight those statues might have to be sold for extra money at any time. Furthermore, bodyguards reported that they had to pay for gas from their own pocket or max out their own credit cards to help pay for Jackson as he traveled around. Goon Squad. Unfortunately, some ultra-rich clients take the services of those hired to protect them a step further. That is, rather than just guard, some bodyguards end up taking on a more offensive role and basically become a hired goon or thug. One Parisian decorator found this out the hard way when he arrived at the apartment of a Saudi Arabian princess. The unnamed decorator was brought in to update the home. However, when he snapped pictures of the area he was working on, the princess threw a fit and ordered the bodyguards to harm the man. Apparently, she thought the decorator would sell the pictures to a magazine. Getting walked all over. In China, the last few years have seen a major increase in demand for bodyguards as the number of super rich increases. As a result, companies have opened up camps that train individuals. One image that seems to always come out of these places involves candidates forming a human carpet while instructors walk across them. Perhaps there is something lost in translation here. Maybe someone should tell the Chinese that celebrities and the super rich don't literally walk all over their help. Dealing with a strange world. Paris Hilton's bodyguards have revealed that the hotel heiress has some pretty sticky fingers. Sure, she could buy all the shoes and purses she wants without a second thought. Hilton instead allegedly chose to shoplift and steal her fashion. If that isn't strange enough, being a bodyguard for Mary-Kate Olsen or Jennifer Aniston means you better be comfortable with a lot of nudity, because these stars are reportedly stripping down all the time. Then there's Julia Roberts, who allegedly only showers once in a blue moon. Finally, there's Rihanna. The singer really likes to smoke weed, so much so that she's even rolled a joint on the head of her bodyguard. So, after seeing all of this, would you want to be a bodyguard for an A-lister or a VIP? Tell us what you think in the comments below. Of course, if you need a little more info on the whole bodyguard thing, we've got you covered. From Floyd Mayweather's posse to the Secret Service, TheRichest has all your protection needs right here. Just be sure to subscribe and then enjoy the near endless stream of videos. We'll be sure to see you next time. Bye-bye for now.